I say F the major record labels. We don't need them anymore. We're going to rise above it. We're going to pass all of their power that they are slowly losing, by the way. And I'm going to tell you why. My name is Troy Castellano. This is Observations of a Middle-Aged Dream Chaser. Yeah, like I said in videos of my own before, I'm not really chasing record deals, but I get super pissed when I hear how the major labels make moves to cut out all of the independent artists that are actually gaining traction, and they're gaining on the major labels. Some of them, like Drew Baldridge, just had a #1 country song, no record label, and the labels are getting pissed. So everybody says boycott Spotify, right? But I don't ever see any of my peers saying boycott Sony, boycott Warner, boycott BMG. Those are the major record labels that have a major share ownership of Spotify. So they make decisions that keep them guys in power, and decisions to keep the independent artists from intruding on their networks and their wealth and their radio, all of that stuff. I just think we're at a time now where the labels are being threatened by independent artists, because they can see that some independents are being so successful they don't need the record label. And then what that means is the record label doesn't own the property that the artist had created. And this is another reason. There's a few reasons. So number one, when people say boycott Spotify, if you're an artist, please start putting in boycott Warner, boycott Sony, boycott BMG, because they're the ones making the decisions over at Spotify, or they have a big, powerful say in it. And just recently now, they have clamped down on independent artists getting on the editorial playlists of Spotify. They can see indies are doing well with their own investment, and they own their own music, and the labels can't make any money off of that. So now they are making a deal, and they changed Spotify to not allow as many independent artists to the platform. So they are monopolizing once again to keep the independent artists out. And it's just not fair. It's a free market. So I say to my fellow music creators, don't chase record deals. Find investors. Find ways to put money into your art. Own your art. Be the only person who owns that art. Make money off your merchandise, off of your music sale, off of your gigs, and don't share it with anybody but maybe your investors. We just don't need a record label anymore. And the more that the independents start doing that, the less power the major artists or the major labels are going to have. Labels can only promote so many artists a year. Like in a country realm, they might sign 4 or 5 artists that they put all their money into all year long. And with the thousands of independent artists out there like me, you don't even have a chance. And like I said, I'm not looking for record deals myself. I know I'm too old to be schmoozing any label and have any worldwide conquests with my music. I just want to be able to have the chance to be heard, and those opportunities that can be created by a label, I want to do myself. I want to own my art. I want to pass that down to my kids and my family. If there's any value of it at the end of my life, I certainly want to pass that on. I don't want anybody involved with my music that tells me what I can do with it, where I can use it, how to create it, all of that. But I guess what I wanted to get on here is, like, every couple weeks there's this big old rant about boycott Spotify, boycott Spotify. Well, shit, we as artists need that platform to get heard. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. It's just like radio used to be. We need that platform. Well, so every couple weeks, there's a post about Spotify, boycott Spotify, boycott Spotify. I see my peers and other independent artists sharing this, but I never see them mention boycott Warner, boycott Sony, boycott BMG. You know, they are the ones that are making these major decisions. So, man, when you start doing this posting boycott Spotify, just mention those other labels too, because they are the ones that are crushing the majority of really good, talented artists' ability to succeed online. And that's why I just wanted to get on here today and talk about how you have the power now. You can create your own art. It's even easier than it ever was. Like I do here at home. I produce all of my music for the most part. Yeah, sometimes I hire some musicians to play on stuff, but I have the ability to create my own music here, release my own music, do videos. I don't need a whole team like the label has. I mean, of course, yes, that would be great, and they do have a lot of power. But the more that I see them and hear about them just crushing talented up-and-comers and people that are way more deserving of a label deal than the crap that they pass out on radio, you know, that's a whole nother thing. Finding an artist on TikTok or finding an artist on YouTube. I've seen them sign a few and I've seen them flop because they don't sell tickets to their shows. It's just a shortcut. And, you know, especially in Nashville, there's so many talented artists who have sacrificed their lives. They've moved to a music city. They work in the music business every day. They work hard at it, and they are damn talented. But the labels just don't even look that way. It's kind of like my analogy is like The Voice, the chairs. You know, the labels, the A&R, they all want to have a secret. They want to be with their peers and go, check out what I got. Nobody else knows about this. You know, and it's like, it's not fair in my mind when you got all these talented people right here in Nashville. Oh, there's where I was going with the analogy of The Voice. It's like nobody will turn their chairs until everybody else has turned their chairs. And then when everybody else has turned their chairs, then all of a sudden the label's like, you know, everybody else knows about that person. I know they're fantastic and phenomenal, but I want something nobody else has. So these A&R guys go to YouTube, they go to TikTok, they go to Instagram, and they just look for numbers. The first thing they do is look for how many followers do they have. They don't even listen to the music. It's stupidly ridiculous, and it's why you're getting a lot of drivel music and a lot of the same subject matter in every song. And again, this points back to why the independent artist is in a powerful position. You know, all you need is that extra money, and I know that's a big all you need, but I mean, man, you know, invest in yourself. Put your money into marketing. That's all the record labels have on you, is money to market. And if you have the money to market, we can start squashing the record labels little by little. They will disappear because nobody needs them. The music will be all self-owned or privately owned. This is my vision, is like, everybody own your art. Don't create it for somebody else to own the majority of it. Let's squash them record labels right down to nothing, where it doesn't matter how much money they have. There's just too many independent artists flooding the streaming platforms with good killer music and the ability to let everybody know it's there. That's all we really need to do. So, all right, sorry this one was a little bit of a rant, but I just seen it come down my timeline about Spotify, and I'm like, man, quit just saying Spotify. Boycott the labels. Just boycott the major labels. They own Spotify and have control of a lot of that streaming. And right now, they're even going to squash the independent artists more. So let's flip that and squash them, all right? Okay, guys, I hope you watch this all the way through. Do me a favor and put in the comments, who needs them? With an exclamation point. And I'm talking about the record labels. And you putting that comment in there, that lets the YouTube algorithm know that you guys are watching and enjoying the content, and it will push this video into more people's feeds like me and you. So all right, hey guys, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, peace.